attack. So, with the Dretches defeated, Thidriel, it is your turn.
No, I was the one that had just walked up there, so I guess it would be me passing the turn. I was the last one to move.
Okay, Shade.
Alright. So, go ahead and do a dash forward.
Okay.
And then that will be about all that I can do, so go ahead and pass.
Shadira.
That's it for me.
Okay, and Trey.
Just move up to the edge there.
All right. Thidriel.
So I'm gonna walk up to these crystals, and how big are they? Like, if I touch it, does it feel slippery? Anything like that?
So walking up to these crystals, they're basically kind of laid across this gap here, in such a way that you could use them as a bridge, but they seem kind of fragile.
Okay. So I can jump 8 feet. Is a D&D? It's 1 foot per strength, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I've moved 20. I still have another 30 feet of movement. I would like to jump as far as I can, and then 1 foot jump off this crystal onto the other side, kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't want to
roll
spend
athletics or
as much time on
acrobatics.
it. Yep.
All right.
I guess my 8 feet would take me to jump there, and then I would want to jump the rest of the way, kind of thing.
Right. So you managed to make it to the end of the crystal.
Okay.
Having done that, there's a Dretch here.
Okay. I would yell out, "Hurry, there's more!" And I would go and hit it with my staff, because I still have more movement.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's probably I jump down, see it in this I probably still have my staff in hand, so maybe I try to hit it as I'm landing, kind of thing. Ooh, that's a critical.
So, parkouring across this crystal, you are spinning your staff as you're going, trying to keep that momentum going. You land on the other side. A Dretch kind of rears up in front of you, and you just smack it with all of this momentum that you've built up over the course of this time, right? And the thing just explodes into ashes and dust, and you have essentially formed your bridge head here. So you've got this.
That's my turn.
Alrighty. Well, seeing that my parkour skills are nearly up to par, we'll go ahead and head up and then see if I can make it across using a dash. Or was there anything in the
said it was a deep
This
chasm.
area. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you're good. Dash gets you across the crystal bridge.
Cool. And then we'll have Topsy and Turby shift over as well.
Yeah, they just make it. You don't have to worry about them
Yep.
for movement. Shadira.
Getting crowded over there.
Yeah.
I can move you there.
Okay. So you're kind of balanced on this crystal that's laying across the deeps.
Yep.
Do you want to take a dash action to get to the other side, or are you good?
Yeah, take the last action, get to the other side.
Okay.
What's through that doorway?
Not much that you can see. Trey?
Across the bridge I go.
Alright. Shadira. Wait, no. Shadira, you didn't end your turn.
Oh, sorry.
Trey? Anything else, or is that it?
That was it.
Okay, end your turn. Thidriel.
As I come up here, what do I see ahead of me?
Roll perception.
Sure. Tower or open?
Open, it's fine. Okay. So as you roll this, and you are looking out through this chamber that's in front of you, you see a blue-scaled wormling. Kind of curled
Guys,
up right in the
what's
middle
that?
of this path.
Oh, is it asleep? Is it like curled
It
up?
is asleep right now.
Guys, what is that thing? I've never seen something like that before.
So as you all push in, you can roll a history check to see what it is.
I'm not gonna roll one because I already said I don't know anything about it.
Right.
I probably haven't have enough time for them to tell me much here. If it's, I'm gonna try and stealth up. So I'm gonna roll some stealth, and I'm gonna stay as close to the wall as I can. Just kind of, I probably won't go too far. I'll probably stop here and then pull up my staff and just ready my action in case this thing were to wake up.
Okay.
And charge as people walk through. Yeah, I think that's all I would do.
Alrighty, so do any of us know anything?
Trey didn't roll? Trey, do you want to roll history? See if you can tell what this thing is. There we go. That's what we needed. So Trey is like, guys, that's a blue dragon wormling.
And since he moved away, I would use my awakened mind and say that to Thedriel in his head.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is the youngest form of blue dragon. And with that roll, Trey, you could also impart to your party members that blue dragons are fairly aggressive and that they are lightning aspected.
Okay.
So if it sees you, it's going to attack, and it is, thunder and lightning, it's going to be using those, and it's going to be resistant to those. Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, Shade.
Alrighty, well, and correct me if I'm wrong, in D&D aren't the solid colors, or the colors evil and the metallics good, more or less?
Correct, yes. So it's going to be very aggressive. And it will be an evil alignment, if that matters.
Yeah, let's see. Theodrell, since he's closest, I'm gonna give a cast real quickly of False Life. Okay, that didn't roll properly.
So
There should have
five.
been-
Yeah, I'm supposed to get 5 temporary
So you
hit
get
points.
5 temp
Yep.
hit points? Okay, I can do that.
Okay, I got it. There we go.
Yep,
Well done.
you got it. Cool.
And then I'll go ahead and head up and just ready in action. So if it wakes up and starts attacking, I will cast. Actually, that was my turn. So then,
Basically.
yep. Topsy and Turvy will move up and prepare an action to shoot the Wormling if it wakes up and starts attacking arrows.
Okay.
That way everyone can get in place, in theory.
Okay. So it sees Turvy, and it wakes up.
Okay, well in that case, are they able to just shoot him?
No, because they were moving on this. So they were trying to be sneaky,
Oh, okay, cool.
and they failed at being sneaky. So Shadira,
Cool.
you now have a mourning, angry blue dragon wormling that's looking straight at you.
Mm. This is gonna hurt. I know it's gonna hurt. There. And I'll go to there.
Okay, so running up around it.
Yep. Jim Jar is going to try and sneak into this corner here.
Okay. Roll stealth for him. Alright.
Yeah, better than last time. And Sareth will remain by the door.
Okay.
And that's me.
Alright. Trey.
Alright. Let's move up to there.
So basically standing right next to Seraph.
Yeah, just dead center in that door without.
Oh yeah.
And
And this dragon is looking pretty much straight at you. succeeds on a saving throw.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
Alright, and it is his turn. He's going to use Lightning Breath. There's actually 3 of you that are going to be caught in this. Okay, so that last one was for Sereth.
Okay.
So Trey, you're going to take half of that, which is 14. Right. That worked. Sereth is going to take 28. So what is Sereth's hit points?
Sarah's hit points.
Is
999,000.
13, so he's dead.
No, not Sarah's.
He's unconscious. And then who's the other one? Which was Topsy and Turvy?
Topsy's up top.
Topsy is the circle, so Turvy is the square.
Yep. Yep.
So Turvy is going to take 14 damage. Which is so 33 minus 14.
Cool. So 19.
All right. So Sereth is basically dead at this point. If he doesn't get a medicine check in the next 2 rounds, he's going to be gone forever. Turvy's okay. Trey's okay. And that is going to be it for him. Thidriel.
So I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna run behind him. Not that it makes a difference. So I'm gonna move anyway.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to So I guess you know what? I'm not running. Everything has been working out well since he started to try and be calm. So he calmly kind of walks over, smacks this thing with his staff, and hopefully it keeps working for him here. No.
Yeah, it doesn't quite. So you try to hit the dragon, the stafflet kind of bounces off the dragon and hits you in the face. Roll a d4.
Sure.
Alright, so you're going to be down to 3 temp hit points. As your staff kind of bounces off your own face.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to come up here and move away. Just to there. Mobile.
Okay, I was going to say mobile. Alright. So you managed to get away. Shade.
Alrighty. So I will do a. Let's see. It requires. Who went down?
So Turvy, again, is kind of being electrocuted right now, so he's not in great shape. We're going to say he has half movement. Topsy and you are fine.
Yep, and then who went down though?
Sereth went down.
And where is Sarah?
That's the square, the red square.
Red square, okay.
Is that red?
So what I do
I'm
is-
sorry, guys. It's colorblind.
There's a red square.
Yeah, let's go with red square.
Alright, so I will hop up.
Okay.
Go ahead and touch him and do a cure wounds.
Okay. Go ahead and just spend that. Alright, so that is 10 points, which brings him up to... He was at... I'm sorry. Sereth had... I really should just put him on the tracker, probably. So it was 13 minus 28. He's at minus 5 hit points right now.
Okay, so you can get minus hit points then?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
But he's stabilized.
He is not gonna take an additional like death saving throw for this. You know what I mean? Like he's not stable yet. He's still at -5. He still needs more healing or a medicine check to stabilize him. But that at least removed a lot of the negative hit points that he had, so he won't be dying as quickly. Shade, are you moving back up to the top there?
Yep, moving back up.
Okay.
And the medicine check, that's a full action, correct?
I'm gonna say you can do it as a bonus action because you're a cleric.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and stabilize him then.
Okay. So roll medicine. And I'm just gonna add his minus hit points to the DC. So that all makes sense to me. So roll a medicine check on Shade, and then we will see. Yeah, no. That's a crit fail. So he's actually gonna take a fail on his death saving throw for that. As you just like stab your hand into one of his wounds, which makes him worse.
Alright then. Well, since I've obviously done enough, let's bounce over to Topsy and Turvy. Is Topsy able to shoot? Even though they're being electrocuted?
Topsy is able to shoot. Turvy is not able to shoot this round. Turvy
That's
is
because
essentially
he's
like restrained. He's like shrugging off the effects of a taser, basically. But Topsy's good to go.
So Topsy the circle is good to go.
Correct, yes. Turvy is the one that caught the lightning bolt.
Okay. So Topsy, we'll have her move back slightly. And then do some ranged crossbows. Which my dice do not like me right now.
Roll that in the tower. Yeah, both of those kind of like just ping off of the wormling's scales and do not hit.
Alright. Well, that was fun.
Shadira. Get some.
Choices.
So Sereth is dying.
Yeah,
But this wormling's right in front of you.
yeah, I know. Would it be an action or a bonus action to pass Jim Jar a potion of healing?
Jimjar is nowhere near you.
Okay.
So it would be movement plus action to hand him one.
Damn it.
Right? Because Jimjar's the circle, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're nowhere near him.
1, 2. I hate having to do this. Moving back.
Okay, so you're now in line with Sereth. You can use an action to feed Sereth a healing potion.
I will do so.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your healing potion.
Rolled twice. 8.
8. Okay, so that gives him to 3 hit points. So he's back up. He's still prone right now, but he's alive. He's got 3 hit points. And
Good.
your healing potion is gone.
Well, one of them is.
Well,
got a second one.
the one that you spent, I'm just saying. But,
Yep. Yep. And that leaves me with 10 feet. I'll come back this way again. And Jim
Okay,
Jar's
because
going to
you're that
do
close to the dragon, you're now in melee range of the dragon, just to let you know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Not for you,
Jimjar
but for
will-
him.
Yeah.
Jimjar is gonna run all the way around there, so that'll be his full movement to like juke around the dragon and get behind it.
Yep.
Okay.
And
And he now has advantage on his attack.
okay. And doesn't get sneak attack bonus, so I take it.
He does, because you're opposite of him, so this is advantage on attack, so he gets sneak attack.
Excellent.
Also, Thidriel and Shade, you guys will get advantage on your next attacks as well.
Cool.
Okay, in that case, Jimjar will Warpick. Sneak attack Warpick. And he will hit. Excellent.
Okay.
And he will inflict that much damage. And his second attack, which is normal, will hit.
Okay.
And he will inflict that much damage.
All right.
Yay,
So
Jimjar.
you're doing some like Jimjar smashes with this war pick and like manages to do some serious damage to this wormling.
And then Sareth can't do anything because he just
Yeah, he's
Woke up?
so he's gonna spend his movement to stand up, and that's pretty much all he can do. And he's got 3 hit points left, so he's rough right now.
Yeah.
Trey.
All right.
So if you were to move to the north, above Shade, basically, then you would get advantage on your attacks. Where you're standing right now, you're not gonna have advantage.
Do I have any disadvantage?
You're not at disadvantage or anything. You just at normal right now. All right. So purple light crackles out from your fingers, slams into the wormling. It kind of like rears back in pain. It is now heavily damaged.
And then I am going to limp up here. Hopefully out of its line of sight.
Okay. Moving across there, that is going to count for 20 feet of movement, and you are not able to see the dragon at all. The only things you can see are Turvy and Jimjar, because you're like behind a wall.
Turvy is still standing, correct?
Turvy, yes, is still standing. He has, what, 19 hit points left, I think?
Yep.
That'll be it for me.
Alright, so didn't quite recharge its breath. It is going to come forward and actually bite Shadira. And that'll hit. And as it bites down on you, a little bit of lightning crackles over you as well, Shadira. So you're going to take 7 damage, some of which is lightning damage. So you're going to have half movement next round, because you're
That's
dealing
okay.
with this little, like, kind of taser effect from the bite. Alright?
So I
Thidriel.
walk up behind it. I'm going to flurry of blows again.
Okay, you have advantage on this attack.
Yeah, I'd made sure to click it beforehand just to
Alright, that'll hit.
have it.
You got it.
I guess I would
So-
flurry of blows.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, so he's like leans forward, he bites Shadara as it's coming back, his neck's extended, and I just like come down with my staff on his neck, just like severing the spine where it connects to the cerebral cortex kind of thing, and just it probably just drops paralyzed.
Absolutely. So you've got this like paraplegic dragon, and you just kind of like spin around as a finisher and just drop your staff right on its head and just kind of crack. And you see like a little bit of lightning kind of like sizzles off of its body and up your staff, but it doesn't quite touch you, as the light just kind of goes out of its eyes. And that is all for the blue wormling. You guys have done the thing.
Searching the area. It's bound to have treasure here somewhere.
Okay.
And as we finish the combat, I'm going to go around and heal everyone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll healing, Steph.
Alright.
And use your spell slots.
I'm actually going to use the healer kit that I picked up.
Okay, so the healing kit only does 1d4 per usage, and you have however many usages it says. Like, I think you start with 5.
Do you have the heal?
And then I also have the feat healer, so it's 1d6 plus 4, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice.
Okay, so you can do the math on that, and I will just trust you to tell me how many hit points you give everything back.
And the healer kit's got 10 uses.
10? Okay, my bad.
Yep.
And then what is the creature's maximum number of hit dice?
For
Their level,
each
basically.
creature. Yeah, so whatever you're going to
We're
heal, tell me who you're going to heal, and that person who controls that NPC will tell you what their hit dice is.
Alright, so I see Trey. So it'll be
10 plus...
Looks like a calculator.
Trey, how many hit dice do you have?
4.
You have 4 hit dice?
Yeah,
Yep,
4th level.
Yep,
They
that
all
was
have 4 hit
calculated.
dice.
Oh, you have 4 hit dice. Yeah, because it's 4th level. Okay. So Trey, so that's
So it would have
10
been 10.
plus 4, right?
Looks like it added into the plus already. Even though I'm not targeting anyone, because it should be plus 4.
Oh, okay. So Trey, you get 10 hit points back. Okay. Done.
Alright, so we have... who else is damaged?
Seraph is damaged.
So we'll do Seraph.
Okay, so that's going to be 9 hit points back to Seraph, so that takes him up to 12 hit points.
See, I know that we have Turvy, so we'll do one for Turvy.
Turvy is 11, so that takes him to 20... 30.
Yep.
Even, right?
Yep.
Shadira? 13, so that's more than enough, so Shadira's clear.
Yep.
And is that everyone?
Jim Dad could do with some healing.
The drill, your
There's
10 hit points are gone.
Well,
Yeah,
one for Jim Jar.
touched otherwise.
so 26 for Jim Dad now.
So Jim Jar 12, so that's Jim Jar's at
26.
max. Yeah, that's fine.
And Sarah's
Right.
is on what, 14, 12. Okay.
So Seraph needs a heal.
So
Oh,
if
you
could
already
use
used healing kit on him.
Yeah, you already used one. You could use
Yeah,
another
you
one
can.
if you want.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Okay, well you can't.
I mean, I'd like to,
You
but
can use another one if you want, and while you take a short rest. If everyone wants to take a short rest here.
That works.
sure.
Alright, so that's 14. So you have four healer kits left, Shade. Or 4 uses left.
Cool.
And we'll give everyone a short rest there. Trey, are you okay with this, or do you want to spend hit dice, or do you want to ask for another healing kit?
Sareth will use a healing die.
Seraph is full.
Sareth is full? Okay, cool.
Trey used the healing die. Okay. So everybody's good. You took a short rest.
And he turned it early.
Yeah, and we're basically good to go at this point, right? And Shade, you have 4 uses left on that healer's kit before you have to buy another one.
I bought 3 when we were in town last.
Okay, just make sure you're keeping track of how many
Yep, I am.
uses you have.
I think I've got a heap of them as well.
Right, but Shade, being a cleric, is going to be able to do a lot more with those. Like a healer's kit for a normal player is only going to basically just do like 1d4. Like it's not going to be that much.
I know that. It's just a case of, I think I picked up a heap of them to carry around for the healer because I got the bag of holding.
Oh, right. So you could hand them off to Shade, and then he could do more stuff with them. Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys you're here. You know you need to head, basically north is the way out, as far as Jim Jar can tell you. He doesn't necessarily remember exactly where the tunnels are that you need to go through, but he knows you need to head north. So you can't go north from the room that you're in. There's a cave in there, right north of you, where there's that kind of gap in the wall. But you can head east from where you are right now.
Yeah, what do we see from where we are in that hallway?
Roll perception. I realize I'm not doing like full line of sight here or anything, but that's just to kind of, keep it real. All right. So looking down this hallway, you can see that there is, in fact, a passage to the north. If you head down this hall.
Okay.
Does the dragon have any treasure?
It does not. So there's a bunch of like broken pieces of crystal here, but the crystal itself isn't really worth anything. It seems like the dragon was just like kind of set here to guard something. And with the demons and the Draugr and everything else that were here, you're getting the idea that like these were kind of guard dogs, like placed here to keep people from going through this route, as opposed to this being like where the dragon came from, right?
Can we skin it?
Can you skin it? Do you have survival? Anybody?
I believe some good survival. I've done good survival.
Nope.
No, I don't. But I believe Jim Jar does. Somebody took survival, I know. Because we're using it to go through the undercommon and so forth. No. Oh, well, that's a pain.
Because I'm pretty sure the only person in your party that had survival was Eldith, and she ain't around.
No, apparently we don't. No survival for us.
So I mean, you could try to skin it, but it's going to be a really tough DC.
Hey, it's worth a try.
All right, everybody roll survival, or whoever wants to take a crack at it. Shade fails.
No.
Shadira fails.
Nope.
Trey, do you want to try to skin this dragon?
No, I'm fine.
Alright, I'll let Thidril try when he comes back if he wants to.
Yeah, I'm back. What did you want me to try?
If you want to roll survival to try and skin the dragon, you can, but it's going to be a really tough DC.
Nope.
That's a fail. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all are like trying to like skin the dragon, and what you end up with is just like just a murdered skin that like doesn't. It's not going to do anybody any good, and you guys just look at all the blood on your hands, and you're like, this isn't even worth it at all. Like nobody's going to take this.
Oh well. I guess we're going east then.
All right, Trey, you're first up. Okay. Do you want to dash, or are you good there? Sorry, let's go ahead and do this. Are you good there, or do you want to dash, Trey? Okay, Shadira. Alright, that's 30 feet. You can now see that there is a passage that extends to the east. That's pretty much it. Do you want to dash, or are you good there?
No, I'm good here. All three of them got their crossbows out, ready to shoot anything that turns up.
Okay.
So I would try to go stealth after seeing that dragon last time. Probably not the greatest, but not bad. And I would come up and peek around the corner. Over there.
Okay.
That's 30 feet.
You do not see anything in this hallway.
And where does it? Is this like leading out or leading down a longer hallway?
So north is where you were told you needed to go. Leaning around the corner, you can't really see much, except that there is a hallway here. There is also a hallway to the east, but you can't really see much of that because you were specifically looking north.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just, so the hallway I'm looking at north, like with my 60 feet, does it look like it goes, like, does it turn somewhere else?
No. So I realize that you have 60 feet, but I'm not doing that right now, so this is as far as you can see. It's just that it continues north.
All right, then I'll just stay here.
Okay. Shade?
Alrighty. Feeling left behind, we'll go ahead and move up using a dash. Get back up to where the rest of the group is.
Okay, that's 50. Give another 10, I think.
Yep, I'm trying to move. There we are.
Okay. You can see a little bit farther down the eastern hallway there. Doesn't really seem to be anything that you can see. And looking north, again, you just see a passageway that extends farther than you can see. It's pretty dark to the north. Past, like, the reason that you can't see any farther to the north is because it's pretty dark up there. To the east, it looks almost exactly the same as it does to the west, if that helps at all.
So with the gym jar, are we going to the north or are we going to the west or east?
North, he thinks.
North.
Cool.
Trey. So 30 feet takes you right up behind Thidriel and Shadira. That's 15.
Going to there.
25.
Checking down both passageways as far as I can see.
Okay. You can see that this passageway does open up into a wider room over here.
Okay. Just waiting then.
Alright.
That's it for me.
Thidriel.
Well, I know I'm going to start going north, I guess.
Okay. As you head north, you see that this passageway extends quite a bit farther than you can see, and it does seem that if you were to go down this passage, that would be the way that you guys need to go.
Jim Jar, it's this way, and I would just start running. And that would be my turn.
Okay. Jim Jar does seem to agree with you that this is the correct route to go. Is the northernmost passage. So is everybody down with that? You're just gonna kind of take off down this passage that Thidriel led you to?
I'm just sort of wondering what's being so heavily guarded in here. But the rest of the party wants to leg it out of here, we'll leg it out of here, but I'd like to investigate that last room. Up to other people.
I think I was just following what Jim Jar was saying about getting out of here quickly, but whatever you guys do is whatever you guys do.
So is it a room or is it a passage over to the right there, east side?
Room.
To the east, there's another room, basically the same type of thing, but opposite of where you found the wormling.
I'd say probably take a peek in there just to make sure that we don't have anyone coming up behind us now that we've
Okay.
cleared it out.
Go for it.
So we'll go to 30, so right there, and see what's in there.
So basically you see a room, it's empty, same crystalline floor, same crystalline walls, the so in this room there are no exits. It's just blank walls that you can see here, and there's nothing else in here that you can see.
All right, go ahead and take a peek around the corner just to make sure there's nothing there.
Same deal, just blank walls.
All right, so it looks like there's nothing around in this area then.
Okay. Well, I guess we leave.
Okay.
Yep.
So by general consensus, everybody heads north.
Yep.
Yes.
Alrighty. So that is where we're going to end this map. Everybody can take 5. We will be back at, let's say, 20 till with the next session here, or section.
All right, cool.
Alright. So, you follow this pathway through, and you eventually come out into the northern tunnel to Neverlight Grove, which this is what you see as you walk out into this.
Pretty.
So the terraces lining the northern walls are suffused with Ferrisris, and the Myconids reserve these areas for cultivating certain fungi. Water trickling from the walls of this vast cavern are channeled into a crude but effective terraced irrigation system. A thick, sweet smell fills the air from all the thousands of fungi of all colors and sizes, many glowing with a strange, inviting light. And here you are, walking in from the tunnel.
Now looking at the little one. Which way, kid?
Assuming you're talking to Stool at this point.
Yep.
So Trey, where does Stool want to show these people?
Well, I mean,
Are you talking there, bud?
Trey, you there?
how about now?
How will you need you?
That's better.
All right. If he recognizes,
Lost you again.
so if Stool recognizes the most direct path home, that's the way he's gonna want to go. He's just excited to be this close. He's been way too long.
Yeah, so you're here. You're in the Neverlight Grove. So Stool is gonna want to present you guys to the Garden of Welcome, which is hereabouts. If you can see my pointer there.
Yep.
So that is the direction that he's going to want to go. So you guys can go either north or south, basically. Not directly, but you get what I'm saying. North would be onto the terraces themselves, where they have their growing things, and south would be leading you down towards the lake that you can see in that image I sent you.
I mean, if no one has any objections, I would put Stool down and just see which way he goes. Although we'll be moving at a snail's pace.
Okay, yeah, and Stool isn't super slow. I mean, he can move what, 20 feet per round instead of 30.
Is it that much?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Yes, sheet says 10.
Let's say 20. Because he's on home turf. So you put him down, and he scampers off to the south.
Alright. I will follow closely.
Sounds like we're going to the south then.
So you guys can see as Stool scampers off, you guys are on this kind of terrace area. It leads you down towards where there is a lake. And then Stool heads in an easterly direction from there. Kind of off this way across the lake. Which opens up this to you, so you guys can kind of skirt the lake if you want. To the east, directly from where Trey is the Fungal Wilds. It's a different area. Which you guys have all just now crossed into. Pale cream and beige stalks grow thick and tall, resembling a surface world forest. Fungi grow in profusion everywhere, and it's hard to find anything resembling a path between them. The giant caps of zirkwood mushrooms obscure your view of the cavern ceiling, but luminescent fungi there give off a shimmering aura. With each step taken on the soggy ground, a rank scent of decay rises around you.
That doesn't smell good.
Yeah, it doesn't smell good at all. Circle Mound sits at the edge of the wilds, but still kind of inside them. Belonging to the Circle of Hunters, as Stool is kind of like relaying this information to you guys through the Spore Network. Myconids that pursue creatures in the wilds. In spite of their name, the hunters don't kill their prey, they merely track it down and bring the remains back to be reanimated by their sovereigns until they're eventually allowed to rot and join the cavern's detritus bed. The leader of these is Lubamub, a tall and lean myconid who seems a little bit wary of you guys. Stool comes up to him and starts talking to him a little bit, and Lubamub seems very excited by what Stool has to say about your party in general. He turns to you guys, and Stool passes on to you that Lubamub would like to have your permission to communicate with you, spore-wise.
I'm
Yep.
bow towards it.
Yep.
Feel free.
Everybody okay?
Yep.
Alright, so he blasts out the kind of crazy psychedelic pink spores. You guys all breathe them in. And you are now able to talk to Lubamub and his group of hunters. He would love to enlist your aid in dealing with a few unwelcome monsters who have found their way into the fungal wilds. In particular, he would like you to kill a Grick Alpha and then take its carcass to Basidia for reanimation.
Does this need to be done urgently?
No, they're here. They would like you to kill this thing. In addition to that, there's a shambling mound that is exhausting the soil in the grove, and while they had originally brought it in here to kind of like plow the soil for them, it's doing the wrong thing now, and it needs to be put down for the good of the colony. So you basically have two kind of side quests here. You need to kill a Grick Alpha and a shambling mound to get Lubamub happy with you guys, but neither of these things need to happen right now.
Good.
And what do they mean by reanimate it?
You know what? Roll a history or arcana check for me. Anybody that wants to know more about this. Or nature. History, arcana, or nature.
All as bad as each other, as far as I'm concerned. No idea.
Okay, so Shade and Trey. With this arcana check, you guys are able to know that myconids have the ability to kind of blast things with spores in such a way that they're able to reanimate them as essentially zombies that will work for the good of the community. But they do eventually kind of wear out and need to be replaced. Same thing with zombies, right? But it only works on dead creatures, which is why this is the way that they go about it. Is they basically weaken the thing until it falls down, they wait for it to die, and then they drag it back to the leader, his ship, who can reanimate it as a zombie so that it can do work for the commune.
So I think the taking out for the alpha task, Shade would not be able to participate in, just because of his beliefs.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because following with his, God's teaching that, the dead, you don't desecrate the body, you don't bring him back to life, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So while he might, heal up his teammates, he would not attack or participate in actual killing of the creature to reanimate it.
Okay. And he would explain that to his teammates, presumably?
Oh yeah, just with, the dead are to remain dead and they are not to be brought back to life.
Right. So with they call it reanimation. They're not really bringing the dead back to life. They're just puppeting the bodies to do things. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, not important. So where are you guys headed from here?
Well, where's the divorced parents?
Yeah, so you still need to head kind of northeast a little bit more.
Okay. Heading up that
Let's
way.
get to the Hall of Welcome.
I'm just gonna keep following Stool.
Yeah.
Okay. And Stool's just kind of marching on. Like, he's much slower than you guys are, but he's just kind of, like, marching on, doing his thing, right?
Okay.
Sorry, I had a cat on my lap. So as you guys walk forward, you enter the central basin a little bit. So beyond the mud and mushrooms that spread across the cavern, a large clear pool sits in the midst of a fungal grove. A central mound seems to be the only dry spot in sight, though a small cliff rises above the cavern floor far across the clearing, with giant mushrooms visible in the distance. Bioluminescent fungi trace strange constellations along the cavern's ceiling and walls, showing the darkness of the ravine and a mist-shrouded, smaller cavern beyond. As you guys enter this area, just on the other side of this kind of large mound here from Shadira, you encounter Basidia. Sovereign Basidia is one of the two rulers of the Myconids, and he greets you, kind of not super happy to see strangers here, but he recognizes Stool, and he kind of gestures you up to the top to the Garden of Welcome, and follows along with you. And that'll be up here to the northeast. Yep. Okay. So, the Garden of Welcome. This plateau rises higher than the other terraces, screened by a natural fence of soaring zirkwood stalks. Muffled murmuring can be heard from atop the plateau.
Does it sound like humanoid voices? Can we tell anything like that?
Not so much. You can hear down, let's say, to the south. I just had a bad location on the table, so what you're gonna have here there we go, cleared out. To the south here, I'm gonna move this thing down. Down this way will be the Garden of Horror, and that is where you can kind of hear these low moaning and muttering sounds from. But as you step up here, you meet Sovereign Philo. I need to find my images here. Really? I don't have one. Okay, don't have a picture for him. So Sovereign Philo towers above the other Myconids, multiple caps swaying with the sinuous shifting of its thick stalk as it moves. Once it spreads its report spores, it'll kind of basically not ask you if it can do this. It's just gonna shoot out the thread of report spores to all of you. And as you breathe them in, it's going to say, you are safe, friendly softers. You arrive at a wondrous time, for Neverlight Grove is on the verge of something great, something marvelous. Celebrate, as the day of joy is nigh. He'll invite you to stay as long as you wish, explore and enjoy the many delights of Neverlight Grove, and asks that you avoid the Eastern Plateau, because the Circle of Masters is preparing a wondrous and glorious surprise in the Garden of Welcome. He offers to give you a peek tomorrow if you want.
Sure.
Absolutely.
That would be appreciated.
Jade nods his head.
Philo goes on about how the great cedar who lives beyond the garden can answer any questions they have. The Sovereign describes the entity in favorable terms, using she and her as pronouns as it does so. Because Myconids have no concept of gender, that is a little bit unusual, as Trey would recognize from having a deeper connection with Stool. So yeah, you guys are here. You're hanging out with Basidia and Philo. And what do you want to do?
I'd probably sit down and have a drink for the first time in a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah, you'd probably sit down and drink a little bit and then try to meditate for a while.
Okay.
Seems like he's been traveling for a bit.
Shade?
He'd probably go to where you can rest for the night, and then go and, go into prayer of guidance, asking his, God what he should do.
Okay. Roll a d20. Alright. You don't get anything. Trey?
Trey's probably just gonna follow Stool around for a little bit before going to wherever they're going to sleep for the night and turning in.
Okay. And Shadira?
Yeah, finding a place to turn in. Doing some practice before I do. Especially out that last deck bowl with the damn dragon missing it every time. Something big enough to hit.
Understood. Okay, so you guys are here in Neverlight Grove. You've been greeted by the two rulers of the place. Stool seems, he's here. There are plenty of things that you guys need to, kind of explore, figure out, that kind of deal. But, frankly, this is a fantastic point to end on, so I'm just going to end us a little bit early here, because if we get into anything else, it's going to be the whole thing, right?
Can we level up, sir?
Not yet. No. There's probably half a session until you need to level up, and I would let you normally right now, but you're not quite there yet. There's one more story beat that you need to do before you level up.
Okay.
Yeah. So after you figure out the kind of what's going on here, you'll level up before you head back to Blingdenstone. But you're not quite there yet.
All
You
good,
mean
all
there's-
good.
You mean there's more in Spore for us?
But yeah, no, there is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end my stream on this